tick. All right. Does anyone hears us? Guys, let me know if you see and hear as well. All right, I see. Yeah, good. Yes, all right. So, hello, everyone. I'm Dmitry, and I'm heading the business development efforts for RichPush.
And I'm Eugene. I'm product manager for RichPush and RichPops.
So we welcome you on our first webinar about pop traffic in the beginning of 2020. We're happy to present our new product, RichPops.
Yeah, we're having a lot of questions from our advertisers, how to start Pops campaigns, and we're gonna answer all of them and present our new features.
All right, in the end of the webinar, we'll have a proper Q&A session. So type your question in a box, so we'll answer all of them. And moreover, in the end of the webinar, we're gonna be giving away $100 to your account. So the winner will, we discover the winner in the end of the webinar by by just turning the fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, let's start, guys. So here's the agenda for today's webinar.
Yeah, distinctive features of Pop traffic, how to start Pops campaign like a pro, and optimization tools to get maximum profit.
So the first part, features of Pop traffic.
Yeah, here are the important things you should know about Pop traffic. It's rather cheap. The minimum CPM is 1 cent, so you get 1,000 of visit for only 1 cent. iOS is available in comparison to push traffic. There is fast start. There's no creative stage. A landing page are really important, and there is a focus on source optimization.
And what about the verticals? So what verticals work best with Pop traffic?
Yeah, from my experience, the best verticals are dating, gambling, betting, adults, and utilities.
You know, many people still believe in different myths about Pop's traffic. So let's discuss them. So number one myth is that Pop traffic is good only skilled affiliates.
Yeah, I've heard it as well. So from my experience, pops are one of the easiest traffic to work with and cheapest traffic to work with. And I think it's the best way to learn how to optimize your campaign, how to create a good landing page, and overall to start working in affiliate marketing.
So number two myth is that it's bot traffic and it's low quality traffic.
Yeah, that's really the big disadvantage as people try to think. Um, I think that today there are so many good anti-fraud systems that provides a good analysis to distinguish bot traffic from real user traffic. So our team has worked really hard to make a good anti-fraud analytics, and we included it in our RichPops platform.
So number three myth is that traffic is difficult for optimization.
Well, I think it's really easy to optimize. Source optimization is the key point. So it's necessary to find some working patterns in the sources to understand what audience works best and what's not for your offer and filter it out.
And now let's see where to start from. So how to actually use Pop traffic to make money.
Sure. For the beginning, you need a right offer for a wide range of users because this type of traffic is really cold, as you can say. You need a traffic source with a traffic source. You need a tracker with maximum functionality. You need converting landing page and fast and furious server.
Okay, let's imagine you already have everything to start, all elements that we just quickly discussed, and now you're ready to launch Pop traffic campaigns. So from this moment, To better illustrate the main aspects of working with push traffic, we'll explain how to do this exactly in the RichPops platform. So let's discuss two strategies to launch the campaign, pop traffic campaign.
Yeah, RichPush allows you to run your campaign in two different ways. So first is ordinary start. You create a campaign, you have some results, and then you create a white or blacklist. The second option is to create a campaign with source sampling. So
Mm,
basically, you have some test period. Then you buy some limited amounts of traffic for each site, for example, a publisher. Then you analyze the user activity on this site, how users click, how do they like the landing page, and then you see what is the best sources, and you scale up on these sources.
mm-hmm. Perfect. And the ordinary start means that you create a campaign from scratch.
Yeah,
You create a new campaign, get first results to optimize a campaign later. So now let's have a closer look at source sampling feature.
yeah. You can create source sampling using 17 different parameters like publisher ID, site ID, domain, user ID, IP, and their combination.
So here are the basic and very important things about setting up pop traffic campaigns.
Yeah, there are conversion tracking, the right beat, capping, and targeting options.
A few points about setting up the right bid.
Sure, you can contact your manager to know the best bid for your geo. You can test multiple bits at the same time, see how it goes. I would recommend to test high bits as well because they may bring you some very good conversions. And also, you can check your win rate to see how much traffic you buy for your bid, so you can use it after.
hmm Now about capping.
Yeah. Typically, I recommend to use one visit per user per day for a maximum profit. If you need more unique audience overall, you can put one visit per user per week. I don't recommend to put more than one visit per user per day because it's really not a good strategy to bother your user because you will see that your offer will not convert as good as it was at the start of your campaign.
hmm so there are 14 targeting options available at RichPops, and we're constantly adding new targeting options. And as soon they are available, we do an announcement via all channels to make all of our customers get the information from first hands.
Mhm.
All right, so let's talk about the super important things to make your campaign profitable. Advertising without conversion tracking is like catching a black cat in a black room.
Yeah, absolutely. Conversion tracking is the main element for controlling and optimizing your campaign. Rich Push allows you to use three different types of conversion tracking: is pixel, image, and postback request. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So conversion tracking allows you to work with the top features of our platform.
yeah. These are the main optimization tools at our platform. Black and white list. There is micro bidding, and there is automated roles
Mm-hmm.
feature.
So blacklist and whitelist.
Yeah, Blacklist allows you to block non-converting or really expensive sources from your campaign, and Whitelist allows you to buy traffic only from the sources you want.
Mm-hmm. So let's discuss the hierarchy, the system to work with traffic sources.
Yeah, we have three types of sources. There are Zone ID, a Publisher ID, and Site ID. Zone ID consists of different publishers ID, and publishers ID consists of different websites. So in order to track all these sources, you need to have a tracker or use our built-in stats. Yeah, and you can choose a different source. So if you want to block some huge source with huge volumes, and as you
Mm-hmm.
see that already is not conversing, you can block it as well, block it at first, or you can just choose various sites to block, so it will be more accurate. So it depends on really how do you prefer to optimize your campaign and how much budget do you have to optimize your campaign.
Mm-hmm. Good. Automated rules. This is what helps to eliminate manual work about filtering out unproductive traffic sources.
Yeah. So you can create rules for black and white lists that will work automatically. You can apply these rules for publishers, for sites, for OS, browsers, devices, campaigns, etc. Yeah, the first example, which I really recommend, is blacklisting non-conversion sources. So it's really important to create two conditions at the same time to make it logic for the system. So the conditions are if the spend is greater than 3 and conversion is less than 1, then the system will automatically blacklist this type of sources. And the second example, if your publisher is converting, but it's converting expensively for you. Let's say your target CPA is like 2.3 or $2, and you have 5 conversions, but CPA is higher than 2.5. Then the system will automatically blacklist. This automated rules work every 20 minutes. So the system will monitor your stats and make a blacklist for you.
Mm-hmm. A few words about microbidding.
Sure, microbidding saves a lot of time for you if you want to test some different ideas. For example, let's say you have a situation where Android 9 is converting really cheap and you want to scale it up. So typically what you want to do is to create a split campaign with only Android 9 and put a higher bid for it. But with microbidding, you can use it within one campaign. So you put Android 9 as an example, and you multiply it by 1.2. So you put a higher bid by 20%. So yeah, you can use different ideas to test your um, to test your you can test different ideas, and you can use lots of parameters. There are 13 parameters that you can choose, like publishers, devices, OS, locations, all type of that.
Mm-hmm. So now let's speak about landing pages.
Yeah. Well, I recommend to use calendars to warm up your audience. Typically, it's working for pops traffic a lot. I would recommend to be more aggressive than you typically work on different traffic sources. So as different landing pages, it's okay to create a campaign with like 2, 3 landing pages, and after you see what is the best,
Mm-hmm.
says different registration form. Try to optimize your loading speed of your pages. And also, really a good thing is to use elements of gamification. So some type of quizzes, some type of potion roll, they're still working really well. So do not hesitate to use them.
Mm-hmm. So we just discussed the landing pages, and of course, lenders are hosted on servers, and fast and furious server is what you really need.
Yeah, I really like this quote from STM. So loading speed is really important, especially for mobile traffic.
Mm-hmm. So this is what we have prepared for you today, and now it's time for Q&A session. So let us check the list of questions that we have in. Mm-hmm. Just a moment. So just just a moment. Mm-hmm. Q&A. So there's a question. To use pop traffic, is better to create landing pages first, like quiz, so we can promote direct links, exactly like from Crack Media.
Yeah, as we said, like quizzes are working well.
Okay.
That's possible.
So there's a question: how it's possible pop traffic works well in gambling and dating?
Uh, yeah, as we said, pub traffic really works well for gambling. So it's really the top traffic for gambling industry. Um, Typically, what you want to do is for gambling campaign not to follow user to a landing page where all type of games are the same landing pages. You need to really focus your user only on one thing. So use elements of gamification and use some type of registration form, and then you can use retention, some different retention ideas how to follow your user after. So typically, what you want to do is to create a database of your users.
Hmm. So there's also a question. I have low ad rank before my first campaign. So
Yeah. Typically, what a drunk means is how high your campaign is on our auction. So, is your CPM is good or not? And the system analyzes it by 1 hour after your campaign starts. So it's okay to have a low drunk at the start. The system will give you uh, the right number after 1 hour or so.
hmm so so we are asked if this uh,
Are they
are
good?
the content policies same pop and push.
Yeah, they're quite the same, except there are more rooms for adult type of offers.
Okay, so uh, will this information be available afterwards? So yes, of course. Um, so which offers are good for pop traffic right now?
Well, there are dating offers working a lot and really good. Betting is working really nice. Utilities, some type of antiviruses and VPN especially for some iOS devices, and VPN is working really good within tier one, uh, like um, like UK, like the US, Japan. There are countries that in which people are really thinking a lot about securities, and you can use it for your offer.
Hmm. So I'm not sure I get the this question, but how can I get evidence on the platform for my campaigns?
Uh, I'm not sure I get it.
Okay, maybe you can rephrase your question, please.
Yeah,
So is this type available on CPA bidding? So currently it's CPM.
yeah. And we are working on CPA optimization for your pop campaign. There will be a target CPA feature available pretty soon, I guess, next month. We're working right now on it. So yeah, we'd like to have you in our test, and so you can give us some feedback after.
Hmm. So what is a good conversion rate?
Well, conversion rate really depends on type of offer you have. There's no like really uh, like one number, so one rate
Hmm.
that you can choose.
So can pop traffic work with adults?
Yeah, basically that's the only Nutra good that working with pop traffic from my experience. It's really hard to promote other type of Nutra products.
Hmm. What is an optimal initial daily budget for testing?
Well, I would recommend to start like 20 $25. There's a possibility to use such budgets in our platform.
How I can increase my ROI?
There are numerous of ways, different landing pages. Try to optimize your landing pages. Try to rethink about it. Try to spy for your landing pages. try to find some good sources, do some split tests, and really there are lots of options to how to do it. You can always ask our account managers for any type of help. They're very helpful about that.
Hmm. How we can know the inventory of Guatemala?
We have a volume section on our landing page, richpops.com. You can see how many daily visits we have and the average CPM for Guatemala.
All right, next question. We have gambling campaigns and we want good return on investment. What's the best way to get good ROI?
As always, try to find the best sources that converts for you. Uh, you can always ask account managers for a good whitelist. We're helpful about that, so we can see what type of sources um, are good for any particular offer. So do not hesitate to bother them. Um, yeah,
Hmm. So what about Nutra?
yeah. As I said, some mail type of products working good.
So MMO offers, does it work well?
I'm not sure about that. Doesn't seem haven't seen
Hmm.
them.
So I think it's kinda, which is best now for adult campsite, push a pop.
Um, Typically work for pop really good. And as I know that not many platforms allow uh, adult um, adult websites for push campaigns. We don't allow adults without preventing our push traffic.
Well, how to scale my campaigns?
The best way to scale your campaign is to use microbidding. If you check your stats, you will always see some really cheap sites that converts like for 1 cent, for 10 cents. So you can just put a different bid only for them. So that's how you basically convert your audience, scale up your audience.
Hmm. Is the focus on pop traffic more because of the Chrome's new upcoming update that will severely limit push traffic scale?
Well,
Well, I'd say that uh, for marketers, the best way to use all available channels that are available on the market, and if you can handle all of them at the same time, you just expand your power. And if you work with retargeting pixel that you can use across different channels, so this very powerful weapon, so we can definitely help you out with this combination. This is really powerful weapon. So
yeah, and we have always worked with Pops Traffic. It was available in our ad machine platform. The thing is, RichPush was just a specific, targeted platform, and I think it's really successful. So we are just scaling up and get
mhm.
more type of solutions for our advertisers.
Okay, what about sweepstakes offers, and what are the geos that should be opted as beginner?
So it's like geos. Basically, I recommend some Europe countries like France, Italy, Spain, Portugal. They're still working well. Um, yeah, if you have a good sweepstake offer, I would recommend to start with on these countries.
Mhm. Some typical issues that newbie affiliate marketers have with pops, and how I can make sure to avoid them.
Yeah, the first mistake I think is not creating a blacklist. I think that's a very essential point. The second one is to bother your audience a lot during the day. So I would recommend to put like 5 visits per user per day. Um, and I think not testing your landing page before. Um, and also, I think the problem that many many affiliate marketers have with pops. They came from different type of other sources. They have different background, and for example, if you're working with native traffic, you're get used to work with creators, and you understand how to maximize your ROI with creators. And for some, it's really a problem to how to analyze your campaign, how to uh, understand what type of site, what publisher really make a campaign work with negative ROI. So yeah, I think I would really recommend to check more stats and do some split testing with sources.
All right. Next question. Is it good for investing market target?
Oh yeah, basically any type of finance offers like binary options, like crypto offers work well. For push and for pop traffic, it's a really common thing. Like any type of make money offers will really work well.
Can we advertise based on user activity?
Oh yeah, that's a really good question. That's something we are planning right now, and there will be a targeting based on that. So yeah, we will publish when it will be available. So in future, yeah, simply that.
Mm-hmm. Next question. Can we exclude adult traffic for this type of campaign?
At the moment, only with the help of account manager. So you have a specific offer when you don't need any kind of adult domains. You can ask for account manager help, and yeah, it's possible.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you can address all your wants, all your suggestions, feature requests, and this is how we improve, and this is how new features get released. So the backend potential is unlimited. Um, Next question. Just a moment. Would you recommend crypto and casino offer with pop?
Yeah, absolutely. That's working really well.
So I sign up with RichPush. Do I need to sign up with RichPops?
No, because we have merged our platforms like 2 days ago, and there is a platform that we have named RichAds, which include both pops and push traffic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is a really good question. What are the percent of fraud bot traffic in your network?
It's really hard to say. I would say that from my
So you
experience,
know, you never know
yeah,
because we always fight bot traffic, and but it's a war between somebody who wants to cheat and somebody who wants to play long term, like to make money long term, not just some quick scheme like what they do there as for, I mean fraudsters. So it's minimum, but you cannot detect it like in real time 100%. So if you are in the market, so I think you know what it how it works. So if you have a suggestion, so we're open for everything. um, Next, do you see more success with high volume general targets or low volume niche or for specific targets?
I would say high volume, you know, high volume targets are working well. And I would say that pubs traffic usually work for offers that target wide audience. So what you need to understand is when you target some particular user with pub traffic, is that it could be anyone, and your offer should be suitable for everyone. So that type of offers work really well.
Mm-hmm. So what about discrepancies with many trackers?
Oh yeah, that's a problem. That could be a problem. I think some cloud-based trackers do have a low amount of discrepancy with us, But if you host your tracker on some CDN, it's really important to buy a good server because there could be a 60-70% discrepancy. So yeah, I think the solution is really cloud-based tracker.
Oh, will you be at Affiliate Summit in Las Vegas? LA, I wish, but Las Vegas is also fine. So is it possible to arrange a meeting? Yes, of course. We'll be there next week, 3 days. So yeah, we'll have a booth, and we'll be happy to see you there. Talk, have a everything afterwards. So next question. What performs better with POPs, desktop or mobile traffic?
Um, I would say that 50-50. Yeah,
Well, it's kind of very vague question. It depends on what you work with, what offer. Well,
yeah. At the
we can
moment,
talk for hours about that.
yeah, at the moment, 40% of our POPs traffic is desktop traffic. So
So discrepancy again. Mm-hmm. Okay. Whitelist. What is the point of whitelist if you add the source to whitelist versus do nothing? What's the difference?
um, whitelist is the idea of whitelist that you run your campaign only on specific sources. So typically, when some advertisers choose a whitelist over a blacklist, it means that they um, had their campaigns running for a long time, and they know for sure what are the sources that are good. So they create the campaign only with these sources.
Mm-hmm. So fraud is very specific and important issue, a way to exclude fraud traffic. Uh, long as we get a new our update about from our special department who fights fraud, of course we we immediately eliminate that. So yes, the answer is yes. Um, so next. Win rate suggests the visits publisher is winning as compared to total volumes available.
Yeah, yeah. Win rate means how much visits did you win only on specific targeting. So, for example, if you have um, 5% win rate on your campaign, which is the US, iOS, and maybe you put some whitelist, that means that you won 5% on this type of sites within this type of with this type of OS and with this country.
Mhm. Okay, again, comparison between pops and push for India, for example.
Uh,
Any thoughts on that?
Well, I think we're really big with push traffic. I think around 20% of our traffic at on push channel is from India. So it's really big. So
Mm-hmm. Okay. According to you, which is better, create a whitelist or creating a blacklist?
I think in 95% of time you need to create a blacklist. It's way easier to work with blacklists,
Mm-hmm.
and it's cheaper to work with blacklists.
Next question. Can you guys recommend some of Best Buy tools for pops, maybe for push ads?
Um, Well, basically, we're not really at the site where we're really interested in spy tools, but I think in the future we can publish some
Yes,
spy tools.
it's a good idea for new blog post
Yeah, yeah.
actually. So thanks for the suggestion. Anyway, stay in touch. We'll publish that in the nearest future.
There's a question from Luke from Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Luke. Uplift is probably my favorite forum these days. It's really good. Really like the audience there.
Mm-hmm. So advantages does RichPops over competitors?
Um, Basically, I would recommend if you work with volumes, I would recommend to test different platforms to understand what are the best traffic. I think our biggest advantage is our automated role feature, which basically saves you a lot of time, and our microbidding feature, which allows you to test multiple ideas and create different create different bits for different parameters. That's really a thing that from my experience, we've counted among top 20 of our advertisers, 17 are using microbidding. So it's really what professional affiliate marketers are working a lot with.
Mm-hmm. And let's recap this source sampling stuff. So how does it work?
Well, yeah, basically, you create a source sampling within your campaign. For example, you put 100 visits for a specific site. So you get only 100 visits for a site, and then you get another 100 visits from another site, no more than 100. So then you see your stats and you analyze what is the best audience came from, what is the user activity, how do these users click on your landing pages, and then you create a campaign with a whitelist only with the sources that uh, you chose, and you scale up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really it's like a um, safe start to for like if you don't know what is like to start a campaign in a specific country or like a specific offer. You start a campaign with a source sample you analyze and you are ready to scale up.
Mm-hmm. Next question. I tried Romy campaigns on your push campaigns. We got good CPA, but the ad didn't scale. What could be the reason?
Um, I need to really to look on the campaign, but really, I think the key feature which I really like is to use microbidding. It's really the point to scale up any campaign.
Mm-hmm. Well, I see there are questions that look like very similar. Uh, like what to do. Tell me what to do. For example, like which offer can work well? Credit card submit, where use charged $1 $2 win an iPhone, or just email submit offer with win iPhone kind of stuff.
Well, I think if you have a good payout for a CC submit offer, I would really recommend to use CC submit type of offer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do you mind doing a video tutorial about microbidding?
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I think
Yes, of
we can make
course.
it. Yeah.
Thanks for this suggestion. Um, do we have any more questions? Oh, about one more question. What are some strategies for effective scaling? How do you know if you're moving too quickly or too slowly?
I think what you need to look is win rate. So if you're already buying a huge amount of volume, you don't need to scale because it will affect your SPA. If we're talking about push campaigns, I wouldn't recommend to scale up your campaign higher than 60% win rate. For POPs traffic, it's about controlling the uniqueness of the audience. So
Mhm. So I think we are running out of time, guys. So let's get back to presentation. And next, we're gonna to give away $100 bonus on your Rich Pops account. So uh, let's see who wins today. So I'm gonna to spin to find Lucky guy. So spin again. So let's see. A luck on whose side a luck today will be. So and for so it's Gaurav. So I just um, for GDPR purposes. So have a closer look. So just to make sure that you know and everyone know that this is real, this works. So congratulations. So and yeah, let's and next um, uh, you can use the promo code the Pops webinar and get 17% bonus on your first deposit on RichPops account. I wanted to pay your attention that bonus is valid till January 29th. And thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for having us here. And
Yeah, let's meet with us in Las Vegas next week.
thanks, guys. See
Yeah.
you later.
See you later.
Bye bye.